guys? So, to become an Avenger, are there, like, trials or an interview?
Do me a favor. Can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Just stay close to the ground.
You're the Spider-Man from YouTube. Can you summon an army of spiders?
No, Ned, no.
Do you know him, too?
Stole his shield.
Can I try the suit on? Badass.
The rich and the powerful, like Stark, they don't care about us.
The world's changing, boys.
Time we change too.
These weapons are crazy dangerous.
Listen, Peter, forget the flying monster guy. There are people who handle this sort of thing.
The illegal weapons barrier was at 2:30. You missed it. No.
What if somebody had died?
I was just trying to be like you.
I wanted you to be better. I'm gonna need the suit back.
But I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
I screwed up.
You need to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I want you to understand. I'll do anything to protect my family. I know you know what I'm talking about. So don't mess with me. Because I will kill you and everybody you love.
My friends are up there!
The guy is still out there. I've just got to do this on my own.
Just don't do anything stupid.
I got this.
All right?
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? Happy Spider-Man Day. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's a special action figure giveaway going on. I'll explain at the end of the video. But this trailer really just hypes up more of the Vulture's character, and he has this really interesting symmetry with Spider-Man because in a way, they're both dumpster divers. Remember way back during Civil War where Tony Stark was picking through his room going, oh, where'd you get all this crap? Oh, you're a dumpster diver. This is great. Picking through other people's cast-offs to make your own technology. This really smart kid with aspirations of greatness, showing a lot of initiative. So the way they're talking about Spider-Man is that he's this little kid looking up at the Avengers. So it's sort of like the kid's view of an Avengers world with Tony Stark up at the top. And it's the same thing for Michael Keaton's Vulture character. He's sort of like a normal guy looking up but from a villain's perspective. So the really cool thing here, if you're a longtime comic book fan, this is a deep cut. There's a group called Damage Control. It's the name of a comic book of a group of people that are assigned to clean up messes after big superhero battles. So what happens is that this version of the Vulture owns Damage Control. So after the Chitauri invasion, like after these big battles, after stuff like Sokovia, they come in and clean up. So that's how he earns his living. He's sort of like a dumpster diver and picks through things, gives them to the Tinkerer, and they create new inventions. But Tony Stark comes along and he starts cleaning up the messes. Remember the big Hulk battle during Johannesburg, that wanton urban destruction? People always make fun of that in movies now. Well, Robert Downey Jr. said he felt like Tony Stark went in and cleaned that up, like he paid to clean that up. So what's happened is that Stark Tech has stolen a lot of the work that Michael Keaton's Vulture character would get. So his livelihood is gone, and he blames Tony Stark for that. So that's where he revolts, puts his team together, and that's where you get to the Tinkerer helping him build the Chitauri-based flight suit with the Shocker and Donald Glover's character working together. The really cool Easter egg about Damage Control, yes, it was a comic book, but Spider-Man was in that early issue. It was a company that was co-founded by Tony Stark and Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. You know, Kingpin, big Spider-Man villain. The powers that be haven't said anything about putting him in any of the MCU movies. Kingpin is just a really big character. He has to make it in at some point. And Vincent D'Onofrio is like, make it happen. I want to be in a Spider-Man movie. We'll see if they can make our dreams come true, because most of the MCU actors have said, yeah, we're not going to cross over with the TV shows. It's just a completely different universe, even though they bill it as everything is connected. So really when it comes to stuff like that, it's not over till it's over. It's a case-by-case basis. I think the Kingpin, there's a strong chance that he'll make it into the movies. There is a little bit of Captain America in here. A lot of people are wondering if they shot new footage for this. Like I said, it'd be really stupid for him to be hanging out in New York City as a wanted fugitive. I think it's more likely he'll have a bigger role in the Black Panther movie because Bucky is still chilling on ice. But there's all kinds of roundabout ways that they can include Captain America in this, like him watching footage of him, stuff that they didn't shoot for other movies, but they sort of inserted for this. But really, this is more of an Iron Man-centric movie. And we got confirmed new Iron Man redesigned suit. I know everybody was wondering when the toy came out, they're like, that's not new. Turns out it is. It's actually colored to look like the Ultimate Spider-Man costume. So it might be a big upgrade, it might just be a slight redesign. Hopefully we'll find out in the movie because he's getting a whole bunch of new toys, new suits that is, during Infinity War. You see him fly in here during this big Barry save, so they really left off a bunch of this scene, like Spider-Man taking all these villains down, then Iron Man flying in to help him out. So there are a lot of moments in the trailer where you see confrontations with Spider-Man and the Vulture, and he sort of talks to him, giving him lines that you may have heard or may sound similar to stuff from earlier movies. What are you without that suit?
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
So Spider-Man now has to come up with the answer to that question. If you're nobody without that suit, then you don't deserve it. I love the joke about him letting Ned Leeds put it on. Can I put the mask on? You get a better look at how it actually comes on and off, like it's sort of form-fitting. He runs into the alleyway like you would see in a typical Spider-Man comic or in the previous movies. So I love Iron Man's quote, like he's trying to get him to be a quote-unquote friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Don't worry about the big Avengers problems and saving the world. You're not ready yet. So you have to imagine a little bit of Fast Times Ridgemont High Spicoli stuff going on here, where he basically has to get his shit together and learn to be a real hero, and that's when he'll become an Avenger. Like, he's kind of already an Avenger right now. It's more of this internal journey for him, the great power, great responsibility thing, without actually overtly saying that in the Uncle Ben way. I'm really interested to see how they address that in this movie. But as lazy as Tony Stark seems, he really is trying to teach him a lesson. And like, Spider-Man needs to believe in himself, to craft his own identity, and that's when he'll be ready to join the Avengers in the next big movie, which is like what his next big appearance is going to be. But in that way, you can see how they're spending a lot of this movie helping define who Spider-Man is, so that when he's in the big movie with like 60 plus characters, you'll know exactly what's going on. You'll be able to say, this is what Spider-Man would do in this situation because you know the character, because they spent all this time setting that up. That's really what this movie is all about, like if you're nobody without the suit. So who is he without the suit? He still has to be Spider-Man without the special, shiny Stark Tech suit. So Tony Stark takes the suit back. Maybe he gets it back by the end of the movie, definitely by Avengers Infinity War. This is Michelle's character. I know there's still a lot of questions about who she is, but this just adds more context to this Washington Monument scene where Liz Allen, the rest of the friends are stuck up in there. So it seems like all this happens before the big Barry save. That's the moment before the big climax of the film where he battles the Vulture using the old costume and then sort of like proves himself, proves his worth, and as a reward for that presumably gets the suit back. But you can kind of see how there's parity between the two of them. They're both very working class kind of people. The Vulture, still very evil. I mean, he's insane up in the head. That's why he's a comic book villain. But I love the way they end the trailer. Don't do anything stupid. Okay, and then you see that big plane save. But there's a really important line that happens, you know, it sounds like before he goes to face the Vulture without the Stark Tech suit, where he says, I just gotta do this on my own. But I feel like the big twist here is that he does need his friends, because a big thing in the comics is that Spider-Man is not a solo act, it's a spider family. Like, even if he doesn't actually have Mary Jane, like he's not married to her, he doesn't have a kid, his friends are still a very important part of his life. Like, the whole idea is that nobody can put the weight of the world on their shoulders, just like Aunt May says. You can't do this by yourself. So maybe somehow, even though they're not superheroes, they'll be able to help him out in some way. The other big thing, side note, Sony went crazy at CinemaCon this weekend. So of course everybody was asking about the new Venom spin-off movie, the Silver Sable movie, which is something that sounds even weirder. But Tom Holland said that he was open to being in those, but he hasn't seen any scripts, and that would be how he would decide. So he's gonna look at the scripts for those movies when they're ready, and will decide whether or not he's going to be in them. So that answers your question about Spider-Man in an R-rated Venom movie. So I think Sony's gonna do everything it can to get a script that Tom Holland likes so that he'll participate and they don't have to have some crazy workaround. Because there's no way that you can do Venom without Spider-Man. You don't need a lot of Spider-Man, but you do have to have him in there. So I'll do more Venom videos when we find out more about that, but they have seemingly confirmed that it's supposed to be their entry into rated R superhero films. I already did a video talking a little bit about that, so I'll add a link at the end of this. Well, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this trailer? I love it. It tells a little bit more of the story of the film. You find out more about the characters. It's not just all the flashy stuff. But I am giving away those Spider-Man action figures. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. I'll do more Spider-Man Homecoming later this week. I'll announce the winner when I post that video. Leave all your requests for Spider-Man videos in the comments below. What's going to happen later today is we got some new Flash, so I'll post that. But I got a whole bunch of Marvel, a whole bunch of DC coming this week. It's going to be great. While you wait for that, you can click here for all the Justice League trailers that I posted, and you can click here to learn all about that Venom Sony movie. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, let's high five. I'll see you in the next video.